Hey, what's up, guys? I am Flo Frazier,
Hey everyone, and I'm Sonya Fee.
and this is the Frazier House Podcast, and this is episode 1. Obviously, you guys don't know who the hell we are, but we're going to have to introduce ourselves to you guys, and I'll let Sonya Fee take it away.
Hey, I am Sonya Fee, and I am a healthcare professional, a lover of music, fashion, current events, whatever's trending, health and fitness, and I'm also an advocate of female empowerment.
Yes. I go by the name Flo Frazier, like I said. I'm a recording artist from Brooklyn. I am an audio engineer. I am a video game lover. And I'm a bullshit lover. I'm into all the BS going on online about everybody. However, in this podcast, we're going to be discussing a lot of different things. Everything that's going on in life, everything that's going on out there with y'all, with us. We're going to have 3 talking points every episode. So tonight, the first talking point is going to be, is self-care a luxury? Now, you want to start? Because this was yours. So
Yeah.
is self-care a luxury?
I feel like self-care is a luxury for a lot of people. I think that it depends on what your definition of self-care is.
Right.
I do believe that it's not afforded by everyone.
But I mean, I'll say this: when you say self-care, right? Self-care can be brushing your teeth. You know what I mean, right? Or self-care can be, I'm stressed, I'm a millionaire, I'm going on vacation, right? So I think self-care is based on who you are, what you value, and what you can do for yourself at that time.
So I definitely think, I believe there's levels to it. I do believe that self-care does have 2 different sides of the spectrum.
Right.
Something as small as, like you said, grooming, self-maintenance, and taking care of yourself, and just staying on top of the little tasks that help you function.
Right.
But it's also, it varies between keeping your mind in check and keeping your body fit and healthy, and being mindful of the toxins that you put in your body or in your mind, or the things that you say out of your mouth.
Right.
Also, then we can go into the self-care, like going in for a spa once a week or once a month, or whatever you can afford, or taking a trip, taking a mental health day. There's so many definitions and levels to self-care.
But what do you think would make it a luxury? Like why would self-care be something luxurious, right? For example, like when you think of luxury, you think of foreign cars, mansions, expensive jewelry, anything out of reach from a normal person, a day-to-day person, like a middle class to a poor person, right? Anything outside of the scope that they can afford is considered luxury. So can we put a luxury title on self-care?
Sure.
I personally don't think so, because like I said, there's someone who can brush their teeth today and there's someone who can't. Right. And that's enough to say the person that brushes teeth today can say, man, I brush my teeth, man. I can afford this luxury. You can't afford that luxury. You know what I mean?
Well, my take on it is, if you can do the role reversal and actually take the guy or the girl, the woman with a lot of money, and you present them with a lot of things to do, because a lot of the times people with a lot of money are either busy, or they have like a lot of different things going on. So it really just is a matter to me of time, and how you're able to measure how much time you can afford to do the things that are going to help feed and pour back into yourself. And to me, self-care is that whatever is going to help keep your mental in check and give you some form of peace, and actually take some time into even helping others, if that's what you consider self-care. Pouring back and giving back and being generous to others, then I really do feel like the definition within itself is case by case.
Yeah. I think it's case by case.
Depends on how you want to play with
depends
wording.
on, like I said, depends. Well, like you said, depends on what self-care means to you, right? For example, for me, like I said, self-care for me is getting 8 hours of sleep. You know what I mean? Maybe somebody down the block, for them,
can only afford 6.
No, not even that. Somebody down the block or 20 countries away can say, for me, I don't feel I'm doing self-care unless I'm on a private jet somewhere,
okay,
or I'm on a beach somewhere. That's the only time he would consider it self-care. You know, so I think it's based on like where you are in life, what your values are.
It's definitely opinion based.
I feel, for sure. I mean, that's why it's part of the topic today, right? Like, you know, these are all opinions. These are things that we just think on a day to day, and we know you guys may have those same conversations with yourselves. You know, we're just bringing it to light so we can have this conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's just, you know, a trip to the spa or, you know, just pampering yourself, although that is included in self-care. It's
sure
what it is. You're caring for self.
Yeah.
So whether it means, ladies, if you're going to get your hair done, your nails done, you're actually setting out an allotted amount of time to take care of yourself and upkeep yourself, and not everyone is afforded that time. That's why I do believe the privilege is the luxury itself.
But when you say privilege, how?
The privilege to be able to afford the time. To
afford the time to take care of yourself.
It's a privilege. It's a blessing. It's something that, you know, a lot of people take advantage of.
Yeah.
So self-care really can just be getting a good amount of rest, like you said, and eating healthy. And not everyone can afford, you know, those luxuries.
Sure.
You know, that is the value that I'm putting in on self-care. It's not going to just be the trips or you know, the name brand clothes and none of that.
I mean, you know, there probably some viewers looking now saying, you know, no, I don't know what she's talking about. You know, my Louboutins or my Louis Vuitton jacket. That's my self-care.
No, I'm actually saying that is self-care. It's not just that though. That's definitely one side of the spectrum. It's an extreme side of the spectrum. But then there's also things that we overlook that is forms of self-care. And I'm also saying and stating that not everyone is privileged to, you know, take the time out to read, you know, a book at night or, you know, even watch your favorite show, whatever you consider, taking yourself out of the routine of what is required of you, in order to maintain your livelihood. There are some levels of self-care that I feel are just custom to you as an individual. So it's important to just be able to value those moments, and it's considered to me a luxury.
I think and it's funny that this is a topic that we're speaking of now. I remember sometime last year, maybe around September, for like 4 months, all I did was ate fruits and vegetables, right? And I felt good. You know, after the first month, I felt good. I felt lighter. You know, I didn't have the weight from eating that meat in my stomach, just sitting there and shit. So
got a good detox.
You know what I mean?
Out the heavy metals and toxins.
But
in your body.
The thing about that was it was very expensive to do it. You know what I mean? Like I found myself spending $100-$200 a week just you know, to survive on fruits and vegetables. It's not easy. I know a lot of people are like fruitarians and vegans, you know, whatever titles they have, right? There are a lot of people who just live off those things, or they tried for a few months, but it's not easy. That I will say that me doing that then was a luxury. You know, 4 months of just eating fruits and vegetables and having it constantly to eat, because if you're going to eat fruits and vegetables, you're going to have to eat it 3-4 times a day. By the time you know, you do that, the end of the week, you already ran through 200, 300, you know, whatever the case is, depending on your appetite. So, you know, me doing that was my self-care, and that was a luxury. I had to stop it. It was too expensive. You know what I mean?
Did you find ways and alternatives to maintain the luxury by either going to the farmer's market? Did you find yourself trying to maintain or do things to maintain this luxury?
No. I mean, like I said, I stopped it. It's something that is very expensive to maintain year round. The people that's been doing it for 10 years, whatever, but it's very expensive. And it's also not healthy. That's what I wanted to say as well. It's a luxury that it's a self-care luxury that I believe I was doing at the time. Like, I can afford to just eat fruits and vegetables and clean my body out and be all healthy and shit. But then,
is it not healthy? Why is it not?
Well, you need other proteins in your body, and fruits and vegetables isn't gonna do it. You know what I mean? Well, there's no protein in fruits and vegetables, right?
But there are in lentils and different
beans and things like that. But after a while, you crave, your body start craving. You crave for something, some form of good protein. You're going to need it. You know what I mean? And I needed to get back into. I lost so much weight. I was like frail and shit. So, and going back to the topic, like I said, that that's a luxury that I afforded at that time, but it doesn't have to go that extreme. You don't have to go that far. It doesn't have to be the trips, the yachts, the designer stuff. You can just get 8 hours of sleep, and that's a luxury. Like you said, everyone can't afford. Some people can only sleep 3 hours a day because they're so busy.
And that's the reason why I'm honing in on the word luxury. Even the trips, you are. I mean, with everything happening this year with COVID, I mean, not everyone is traveling as often, but to take a trip and to break away from the busyness of the 9 to 5 schedules that a lot of us have, and the work schedules, and just maintaining and staying on top of operating our homes and just doing things in a way of order. And you want to be able to have that time to love and self-care and take care of yourself. And there's obviously the extreme that some can afford, that it can maybe due to their jobs or their financial abilities, they're able to travel 9-10 times a year. But back to what what you said, how you were taking care of yourself and detoxing with the fruits and vegetables, you have to do everything in moderation. So I do believe that it's a luxury if you can maintain a certain habit and an amount of taking care of yourself, but just not to overindulge, and really consider and evaluate, always self-check. Is it really considered self-care, or am I just, maintaining a lifestyle that no longer serves me? So I believe self-care
is a luxury. Okay, so I can agree with that. No, what do you guys think? Do you think self-care is a luxury,
or is it just something that comes
naturally? Right. So let's jump into topic 2. This one is pretty interesting. So we had a conversation earlier. We've been having it. I'm sure everyone in the country has been having it. So the next question is, what happens if Trump wins the election? Now, this part of the podcast, this is like conspiracy theories. We're just making shit up, right? But these are things we're thinking,
and we're speaking from our own personal experiences in our lives, because a lot of the topics we do touch, we're experiencing it, for ourselves, and kind of just sharing with you guys our opinions on it.
So what happens if Trump wins the elections? What do you think is going to happen?
So I'm a Nigerian American born here in the U.S. And if Trump wins, I'm moving to Nigeria. Okay. Put me on the first flight to Nigeria, because I do believe that there will be a lot of corruption. Just continuing. There's honestly corruption that's been taking place throughout his term, and I don't feel like he's shown or displayed being a good fit to the free world, to the U.S. And he's left a lot of us very angry, hurt, uneasy. We don't feel safe. We don't feel like we can trust our president. And I'm not only speaking for just us brown people and,
Anyone that's suffering from the things that has happened in the last 4 years is going to be very upset in that case.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a matter of war. And like Diddy said, it would be, not even
he needs to be banished.
He needs to be banished. He needs to be canceled. And the best way we can do that is really by exercising our rights and voting.
Yes,
and
please,
making sure our voices are heard. November 3rd. And Trump just cannot serve another term. I'm actually as adamant as I feel that he won't serve another term. Trump also has a good handful of followers.
He has a lot of supporters.
I
think if Trump wins the elections, I believe
it'll be a nightmare.
I believe if Trump wins the elections, we're going to go to war with China. I think that's going to happen. That's what I think the direct result
boils down to.
From him winning next 4 years, we're going to war with China. The problems that he's created with China is something that's not stopping. And it only can be stopped if he's no longer the person in control. Now, so that's the first thing that I think is going to happen. The second thing that I think is going to happen is he's going to do away with Obamacare. So healthcare, people that are receiving free healthcare will no longer have it. So good luck going to the doctor and paying zero copay. You're probably going to be paying $250 depending on what you're going there for.
It's terrible.
The third thing I think is going to happen is it's going to be a race war. It's going to be more people getting killed. It's going to be more immigrants being forced out of the country.
Putting a lot of hatred and anger in their hearts.
Even more.
Even just the panic. How it's human nature to just, when we or certain people or any of us just have our back up against the walls.
Sure.
How do you respond? And it's going to leave a lot of turmoil and a lot of uneasiness. Yes. And people are going to be very angry. It's going to show. It's going to reflect economically. It's going to reflect domestically in the homes.
Oh, yeah.
And as a collective, it's just not, we need to really vote, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I know, there are a lot of things going on now that it's only going to get worse. You know what I mean? Like it's only going to get worse. And like I said, and I want to keep stressing this point, that issue that's occurring with China, with TikTok and him forcing them to sell TikTok and China is banning other social media platforms from America, from the Chinese citizens. There are a lot of things that are happening with China in this country that an everyday person isn't going to pay much attention to. So that's something to look for, and that's very important. You know what I mean?
We can just touch on as well how Trump has a direct impact on us. He's not. He's very narcissistic, as displayed in the first debate. He's very critical and was trying to intimidate Joe Biden, his running mate, and it's just ironic how he ended up getting COVID after mocking Joe Biden for wearing the biggest mask.
That man doesn't have any damn COVID, man. Stop the lies, sir.
The conspiracies, the fact that if the man did have it, it would take him having to drop dead for us to believe him because of just the misleading that he's done as a leader.
I mean, he recovered in like 2-3 days. No one recovers that fast. Nobody. They tell us to quarantine for 14 days. Where was your quarantining,
He's
sir?
breaking all the rules, and I just feel as a president, he doesn't represent us as a whole. I mean, he's clearly a racist, in my opinion. He's misogynistic. He doesn't care about, even just the treatment. His own wife doesn't want to hold his hand.
Yeah.
He's so, he just... Honestly, he doesn't unify us as a country. He, made statements like "stand back" and "stand down." What did he say during the debate? When addressing white supremacy, nonsense. When addressing white supremacy, he's not for trying to have a little bit more order on the treatment of African American people in the United States
and everyone else in between, because it's not just
absolutely,
it's not just blacks and whites.
He does not care about us.
He doesn't care about anyone. Period.
Anyone who's not meeting a financial bracket. Tax bracket.
He doesn't. I don't think Donald Trump cares. Like, remember what Kanye West said about George Bush? I don't think George Bush cares about black people. I don't think Trump cares about anyone. Nobody.
I can't believe this is.
I don't even
statement.
think he cares about himself sometimes. Like, this guy doesn't care about anything. So the people that are following him and supporting him, he doesn't care. He's the only reason he leaned into them, because they're supporting you. If 10 people are walking behind you and they're supporting you and you don't know any of them, as long as they're supporting you, everything is good.
Their support is welcome.
But soon as things don't go in your favor, guess what they become now? Strangers all over again. So if you're following them, you don't win the elections, trust me, there won't be any more proud boys, proud girls, and none of this shit that's going on. You know what I mean? But if Trump wins the election, America's going to shit for the next 4 years. That's a fact. Well, not a fact. It's not. I don't know.
I don't think he has any good intentions on, again, unifying us. There's a race war happening now. Sure. I think that it's only going to be worse when he's reelected, and we're just not going to be happy. And I think even on an economical standpoint, financially, he's corrupted. I don't think he's helped rebuild our country and get us back in good standing on a financial level. So now we see the domino effect and how it's happening, affecting the family unit.
Sure.
And it's just, one racial comment after the next. Trump has been the worst president, to the point where we don't even address him by his name. We address him as number
44, 45, whatever it is, man. But like I said, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think is going to happen? Like, after this election is said and done, and if Trump wins, what do you think is going to happen? You let us know what you think is going to happen. You know what I mean? Put it down in the box down there. But let's get to our third topic. This is usually my specialty. This is the video game section of the podcast. Like I said, I'm a huge video gamer now. I wasn't always, but I am now. I bought both the Xbox Series X, the PlayStation 5. And I recently, like a few days ago, got into PC gaming. I know you don't really care much about video games.
I don't care. I mean, hanging out and, seeing how much you kind of just love to around the gaming world.
Right.
Made me a little bit of a fan, I would say. Definitely interested in seeing what the new consoles have in the store.
I'm in between trying to figure out, which system is going to be the best for me right now. From doing a little research and seeing, how powerful each new system is. I think I came to a conclusion. This is my conclusion, right?
What is this master plan?
The master plan is, out of the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 and PC, I'm just going to buy a PC. Now, I had someone ask me this question on Facebook yesterday. He said, why would you buy a PC over those two systems? I said, well, gaming PCs are a lot stronger. They're more powerful than the systems. You can increase your RAM, you can increase your speed, you can increase everything on them, but you can't increase anything on these systems. You probably can just increase the space of how many games you can store.
Okay.
But you can't increase the speed, you can't increase the power, you can't increase the graphics. PCs, you can upgrade as the years go along. Awesome. So just thinking of that, I know I'm going to have that a lot longer, and I'll upgrade every time I need to, or I feel like I need to, right?
And it will never be out of date.
It will never be out of date, because you can always update it.
Awesome.
As the systems update, you update the PC as well. Number two is that you can play both Xbox games and PlayStation games on PC. You're not barred off from you can play them all. You know what I mean? So instead of me just having a PlayStation 5 and I can't play Xbox, or I have an Xbox and I can't play PlayStation 5 games, I'm just going to get a PC, where I can play both and I have the best of both worlds. Oh yeah, talking about games, like your little logo right there, that's like my gaming logo. Underworld Lord. You can follow me on Twitch. I'll be streaming every Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. And yeah, once you see that logo, you know it's me. I'm up there doing what I do. But yeah, so you think we can wrap this up now?
Yeah, definitely. For me, you guys can catch me on Sonny Free Streaming on Instagram, where I'm posting new music. I'm posting a couple oldies and, you know, some Afro beats. And, you know, you guys can kind of just DM me what music you would like to see on my page and, you know, kind of just follow my music blog journey that way.
Nice. Give them your that's my Instagram
handle, and then you can also follow me on Sonia.fee
yeah
on Instagram.
We have so many we don't remember. You can do the same here. It's Flo Frazier on Twitter. Same thing for Instagram, same thing for Facebook, and like I said, you know, Underworld Lord, that's my gaming channel on Twitch. Just type it in the search and you'll find me there. So
follow and subscribe.
Follow and subscribe. And this is the Frazier House Podcast. This is Sonya Fee. I am Flo Frazier, and we're out. Peace. See you guys.